Hey, how's it going, you guys? It is... Come on. Alright, anyways, how's it going, you guys? It is Spider64 here again with yet another video. And for today's video, welcome to Nascar News Discussion episode 47 or something like that. I think we're on that, but, I could be wrong. But, yeah, but anyways, today I kind of want to talk about... So anyways, today I'm going to be reviewing the Kansas race, or what was the name of the sponsor again? Because it's not Gold Bowling, because Gold Bowling is sponsor of Watkins Glen, but it's just as... Let's see, I don't even know, but, yeah, I don't even know the name of the race, but, yeah, anyways, we're here to talk about Kansas, so yeah. So yeah, coming into this race weekend, I really wasn't expecting it to be a good race. Now, why I say that? Really because, one, it's a mile-and-a-half track. So far, the mile-and-a-half tracks this year have been not really good. Like, we raced at Atlanta, which, I thought that was kind of okay. Las Vegas, it wasn't that good. Texas, pretty much not good. Texas is a god-awful track. And what else? And then when you come here to Kansas. Now, actually, Kansas is my favorite 1.5 mile track. I think, really because, one, I mean, such fast speeds at that track, And also, this race today has actually made Kansas one of my favorite racetracks on the schedule. NASCAR should race at Kansas every time. Now, I'm not saying that. Oh yeah, also, whose smart idea was to remove Kansas, to have one Kansas race a year in their dream schedule? That was me. Yeah, but anyways, and also I'm not wearing my Chase Elliott Hour t-shirt today. It's just because, it's just because, I mean, I don't know why. Plus, I don't really show my hair all that much, so yeah. It's this long, So yeah. Yeah, I'm planning on growing it, like, pretty long, and, during the summer, then when I'm in high school for next year. It'll probably be longer, but, yeah. But anyways, let's talk about today's race. So no surprise, Kevin Harvick started on the pole, and for the first few laps of the race, it wasn't all that good. Or there wasn't really that much racing. But then, up coming through the field was Kyle Larson in the 42. And also, I'll talk more about Kyle Larson later, but, yeah. So stage one ends with a good battle between Harvick and Blaney. And then also throughout the race, Harvick was complaining about his car mic. And that, I automatically knew he's not going to win the race. So yeah, Blaney wins stage one. And then stage two was sort of the same deal. And then we had Kyle Larson charging up through the front, and he wins stage number two. And so far throughout the race, there was only 3 cautions: the competition caution, the 2-stage cautions, and no cautions for contact on the track. And then we had our first caution for contact, which was with Daniel Suarez and Alex Bowman getting together. So yeah, that was the first contact of the race. So yeah, and then also there was a restart, and we had some side-by-side racing, which I'm like, are we actually getting side-by-side racing at Kansas? At a 1.5 mile track? I mean, are we actually? So, yeah, so we got some good side-by-side racing, and then Ryan Blaney hits Kyle Larson, and then Kyle Larson cuts a tire, and then Blaney just hits the wall. So, yeah. And then we come to the big major point in the race. So restart, 5 cars did not pit. I think it was, or 6 cars. And then we had our big one. It had William Byron, Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, Matt Kenseth, Jamie McMurray, Ty Dillon, a lot of drivers. Chris Buescher was involved even. So yeah. So basically, what happened was William Byron overcorrected and he spun into the wall, and he hit hard. I mean, I've seen a lot of hard hits, like the hard hit from last year with Eric Almirola, you know. And then also, but yeah, and also but hey, I'm glad they're all okay, you know. I was glad they were all okay, but certainly William Byron, he hit the hardest. I mean, seriously, but yeah, which is just I'm glad he's okay, I mean, I was so glad that he wasn't injured and whatnot. I mean, we don't need to go through this process again. But yeah, but yeah, and also I guess I should give props to Ryan Newman because William Byron landed on Ryan Newman, which yeah, I give credit for him to that because if he were to, because really if he were to hit the on the concrete, on the track, then he probably would have been hurt something. But yeah, yeah, props to Newman, even though I still hate him, and whatnot. And so we had our final restart, and it was Marchix Jr. and Kevin Harvick. Marchix Jr. all tires and Kevin Harvick on new tires, and it's a switch. It's a switch basically. The 4 is like the 78 from last year, and then the 78 is like the 4 from last year. So yeah, Kevin Harvick basically doesn't have to do anything; just goes around Marchix Jr. and Kevin Harvick wins his 5th race this season. So yeah. So yeah, we really don't need to decide a champion, man. I mean, Kevin Harvick is most likely going to be the champion for this year, but still, he probably could have never have. But still, I mean, ironically enough, he's winning championships in his 40s. Then he didn't win championships back then. So, anyways, I'm gonna go over the race results. So, that's a little bit of the race results there, and then well, there's something else I should show. Oh yeah, that was William Byron's wreck, which damn, he got hard, which so I'm glad he was okay. So yeah. Anyways, let's just talk about I'm gonna talk about each and every driver. I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk about all the drivers in the field and how did they run today. So Kevin Harvick, obviously he wins the race. I have to admit, Kevin Harvick has shown improvement from last year, which last year hasn't won that many races, and this year he's been winning a lot of races, which that's really good, And if Kevin Harvick was still in a Chevy, then he probably would have never won a race, and it's probably would have been the 78 or the 18, whatever. It's really not the 7. It's really not the 4, 78 and 18 battle. It's really the 4 and 18, really. Or no, it's just basically the 4 though. Martrix Jr. finishes second, which good run for him. He said in his interview that they were terrible all along. Which yeah, but still, kind of good run by him. Joey Logano finishes third. Which good run by him too. At least he didn't wreck in the spring race like he did. Like in 2016 and 2017. So, yeah. And then Kyle Larson. Man, I'm giving my credit to Kyle Larson. Why do you ask? Well, it's because they found speed in the Chevrolet Camaro. They actually found speed in the Chevrolet Camaro. Yes, the Chevy is actually competitive. Yes, Kyle Larson is the best Chevy team out there. He was actually out there leading laps. He was the best car all day. I wish he could have won the race because if he was to win, then it would be that would be so cool, just seeing Chevy actually winning a real race instead of a non-restrictor plates race, which Austin Dillon doesn't deserve crap. So yeah, yeah. So good job by Kyle Larson. You know, they found the speed in this Chevy Camaro. Now we only need to get the Hendrick guys to figure out the speed, and then Chase Elliott can finally be running good. So yeah. So yeah, and then Danny Hamlin finishes 5th. You know, good run by him. Paul Menard finishes 6th. Hey, good run by Menard. Eric Jones, I thought he was gonna win. I thought he was gonna win, but because he made a 3-wide move between Logano and Truex. So yeah. And then Kurt Busch finishes 8th. He was my pick. I picked him to win the race, but he was running good up there, you know, whatnot. So yeah. So yeah. 9th finishes Eric Almirola. Good run by him. I just recently reviewed the Eric Almirola diecast. Kyle Busch finishes 10th, which wasn't he going to win the race. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finishes 11th, you know, and then Chase Elliott finishes 12th. And also after the race, they were all at the end of the race they were showing tempers between each other because there's something they didn't agree out on the track. So yeah, that was the reason why. And also Chase Elliott could have gotten a top 10 finish, but just no. Yeah. And then 13th finishes David Reagan. Good run by David Reagan. Before I get more into to Chase Elliott, I just want to talk a little bit more about Chase Elliott and how he's been really running, and that is if you guys may not know that I'm a Hendrick Motorsports fan. Yeah, I am. I like supporting Hendrick Motorsports. You know, I think they're a really good team, and whenever one day want to become a NASCAR driver, I want to drive for them. And then you have guys like NASCAR race fan 2015 that completely just rant about Hendrick Motorsports. Okay, I'm basically explaining what's my response to NASCAR racing fans 2015's rant on Hendrick Motorsports. Okay, now yes, I know that that they're lacking speed. Jimmy Johnson hasn't led a lap so far this season. You know, they're barely leading laps and whatnot. But the one thing I just have to ask, and why are you doing this video so early? And then there's this person that said to me that it's the right time to talk about it. We're not even in the second half of the season yet. We're not even in the summer part of the season. And when I'm here in California, it's like 50 degrees outside. It's 50 degrees outside. Let me actually show you that right now. Weather. It clearly says 55 degrees outside. Okay? And with partly cloudy. And it was cloudy. It was cloudy, you know, coming from Fontana, you know, and over there down the passway from the mountains. You know, we're not even second half of the season, and then what do you know? He rants about Hendrick Motorsports and whatnot. Just become a Kyle Larson fan already. NASCAR Racing Fan 2015, just become a Kyle Larson fan already. I don't need to hear you BS about Hendrick Motorsports and whatnot. I could literally, it's too early into the season to be talking about them. You know, and also, I would have to admit, it's actually too early to determine will Kevin Harvick win the championship this year. You don't know. The first half of the season could be good for him, and then the next half of the season could turn out bad. Or, you know, like last year, Kyle Busch's first half of the season was not that good, and then the second half of the season was very good, you know? But, yeah, and also his video review of the Cars 3 diecast 5-pack, he didn't even talk about the cars. He complained that Bobby Swift wasn't Carl Edwards. He complained that Chick Hicks wasn't voiced by Michael Keaton, you know, and complain about the bumper save racer. He didn't even look at the box for the name. Complained that Lightning McQueen's the Rusty's logos was bad, and really the whole entire video he was just talking about how Jimmy Johnson absolute sucks. You know, it sucks basically. You know. And then, and then talks about Ryan inside Laney, which, and you know, and whatnot. So, yeah, man, I have to say, that video was pretty bad. And if he does, if any of you guys know Nascar Race Fan 2015, have him watch this video right here, because I have enough of this crap already. Really, seriously. You know? I mean, you don't know. Hendrick Motorsports maybe could turn around this season. Like, okay, here's what I think. I think that the 9 crew will find the speed in the Camaro. You know, maybe they'll try to, maybe Chip Ganassi Racing will try to help them or something like that. I don't know. But maybe they'll be better in the second half of the season. You know, William Byron, well, he's not gonna, well, he's still learning. You know, give him time to learn. Jimmy Johnson's going to suck throughout the whole summer part of the series. You know, and, well, I don't know. Maybe he'll win. I have him as my pick to win the All-Star race. And, yeah, I'll explain that later on. And Alex Bowman, which he calls Average Bowman. I fucking hate the nicknames he calls drivers. You know, like Average Bowman, like Alex Bowman, he's a good driver. You know, and if he had the Chevy SS, then he probably would have won Phoenix, so yeah. The 14th, so yeah, let's talk about the rest of the starting grid. 14th is Brad Keselowski, 15th Clint Boyer, 16th AJ Allmendinger, 17th Austin Dillon. You know, also Austin Dillon was leading the laps throughout this race. He was actually doing something, so yeah, that was surprising. And we have Alex Bowman, 19th finishes Jimmy Johnson. You know, 20th Michael McDowell. Alex Bowman, he did have a good run, you know, until he had the contact with Daniel Suarez. Jimmy Johnson, not really good for the 48 team, but hopefully they can maybe do something. Hopefully they'll get better as time goes on. 19th finishes Michael McDowell. 21st finishes Casey Kane. You know, Mike McDowell, kind of average. Casey Kane. I miss the old days when Casey Kane was running good. You know, Matty Benedetto, 22nd, has to hope that he wins the All-Star race vote. Then we have Darrell Wallace Jr., which, you know, he did okay, you know, but yeah, maybe hopefully he can maybe make the All-Star race too. And you have Corey LaJoie. He finishes 24th in a TriStar Motorsports car. So yeah, 25th finishes Landon Castle. So yeah, 26th Ross Chastain. 27 Reed Sorensen. Kind of good runs by those guys. Daniel Suarez, you know, couldn't really compete for the race anymore. Which yeah. Greg Galling finishes 29th, which, you know, I guess, which, yeah, that's how BK Racing always runs every week. And then DNF, Ryan Newman, I was involved in that crash, Jimmy McMurray. Timmy Hill is in 32nd. The team that he drives for is absolutely terrible. You know, William Byron DNFs, Chris Buescher DNFs, BJ McLeod, Rick Rat Racing is absolute crap. Matt Kenseth DNFs, you know, I was expecting a better run for Matt Kenseth, but then again, he's driving Trevor Bayne's car, so yeah. And I have Ryan Blaney, and then Ty Dillon finishes last, so all those drivers DNF'd in the race, so yeah. So overall, what is my really overall opinion on this race? Let me actually check to see if I got anything. Real Ramen just uploaded his video review of the race, so I'll watch that. But first, I gotta end this video. So overall, I thought this was a very good race. I thought this was a pretty good race, you know? So looking at the races so far this season, the Daytona 500 for me, still the worst race of the season. Atlanta, okay. Alright, or something like, oh, okay. Las Vegas, alright. Phoenix was pretty good. Auto Club was pretty good. Martinsville was pretty good. Um, Texas was really good. Bristol is still by far the best race of the season for me. Richmond was really good. Talladega was crap. Dover was okay, and then Kansas was really good. So yeah, and I'm excited for the All Star race.